pauses told me I was being inducted into a new club. Fatal. Pause. Incurable. "Oh," I said. "Do you want me to get you some water?" I know my response might seem strange, but he did look parched. Also, it never occurred to me that I wouldn't get better. Almost as soon as he said cancer, or didn't, I was framing it as just another adventure in a life that had circled the globe for 3 decades, plucking one experience after the other like cherries from trees. Now, cells in my bones were rampaging, multiplying, squeezing out the red blood cells. I had become a junior member of the Cancer Club, diagnosed at 37, while the average age is 65. Fatal. Incurable. But I wasn't scared. Not yet, anyway. Or, perhaps deep in my philosophic core, I believe nothing is wasted, not even this. Steroids, chemo, and hospital hallways hadn't burdened that light touch too much, but on the eve of the film premiere, 40 pounds heavier and about to debut my moon face in front of my peers and the international media, I feel just a little bit of self-pity. Not because I'm ill, but because I can't get into my shoes. I have done everything to avoid being looked at in a certain way, and yet here we are, dredging up vanity to encapsulate my life. The irony in this immediately slays the sadness and becomes a strange awakening. Slowly, I emerge from this reverie that I have been in for a long time, living in a disconnect between private pain and public persona. My cancer, which I jokingly call the cancer, you have to laugh, or as they say, you'll die, is a rare little orphan cancer of the plasma cells in bone marrow. The marrow is the deepest part of yourself, and I can feel those depths shifting, unmuffling and upending all that is hidden. After years of floating in the wind like a leaf coming and going, I am ready to feel rooted. After years of trafficking in fantasy, I am ready to toy with truth. I am ready to listen to my bones, this silent support structure deep inside all of us. Tonight, I will glide onto the red carpet in big shoes with a clunky heel, while one part of me will step forward, another will be at a distance from the lights and the din, wheeling across the sky, watching through a slowly floating lens. I have lived in a way that has transported me through a myriad of worlds, but still, I had never imagined this. I am composed of all the things seen and known and experienced, the emotions of a life lived close to the bone. I can feel it all expanding in my chest, filling my veins. And now, when I debut a new body on the shimmering opacity of the red carpet, I will reveal how fortunate a thing it is when life alters you without warning. 1. I was born to be a nomad. Even as a kid, my eyes were focused on the horizon, and my mind floated into a dreamscape which captured my attention more than immediate events around me. I'm sure this is because of my parents. They had rebelled and defied their cultural norms in 2 countries, and in a third, Canada, built an entirely new life on their own terms. Being a mixed-race couple in a strange country 45 years ago was enough to make them iconoclasts of their time. From them, I inherited the irrational optimism it takes to forge your own unique place in the world. It was passed on in my kaleidoscopic genes and settled in my marrow. My father was born in a decaying palatial home in Calcutta, and my mother came from Poland, the land of solid bones. She had the thick wrists of an Eastern European, while I inherited my father's fine, aristocratic frame. "Chicken bones," my mother would intone in her light Polish accent, looking at the 2 of us reading side by side on the flowery sofa.